Hello everybody and welcome back to another video for the day. We are heading back into r/AmITheDevil, and if you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. Also, if you guys would like to save 10% on your next order of gamer subs, use code Tommy at checkout or click the link down below. It'll automatically apply the discount to your transaction and it helps support the channel. Thank you. Am I the a-hole for wanting to move the household and make a good compromise for my twins? A throwaway account. I, 51M, and my wife, 49F, have twins, 18M and 18F. I also have an older son, 21M. For privacy, let's call my twin sons Louis and my twin daughter Laura. Let's call my older son Jason and my wife Kayla. We are super proud of Louis and Laura for getting accepted to their choice schools. But I am in a weird dilemma. Laura has been accepted to Penn State for CS, and I'm pretty excited because Jason is also studying mechanical engineering there. Louis has been accepted to Carnegie Mellon's business program. I admire his accomplishments and his acceptance into a wonderful college. But CMU is expensive and too far away from our house. We are also half an hour away from Penn State currently, but CMU is about 2 hours away from home, so we'd have to move a little closer. I tried to convince him to be a little closer, but he insists on CMU, and he has a friend that he wants to be with. As we don't have any close-by relatives that Louis can stay with, I'm currently searching for a house that is right in between both universities, and conveniently. My wife also has severe separation anxiety, so if she and I were to live apart for a little bit for her and Louis to find a temporary place closer to CMU, it would be a problem. Kayla and I are planning to move in a few weeks after the twins graduate, and we definitely need some time to prepare because moving is a very lengthy process. However, I'm having a bit of trouble trying to find a place in between the two universities as they are nearly 3 hours apart from each other. When Jason and Laura found out that we were moving, they were pissed off. They are pretty annoying that their parents want them to move over the summer, but I've been trying to explain to them that this is for a good reason. I understand that a lot of their childhood memories came from that house, and that we are moving further away from some of their friends, but for practicality. And because I cannot take off work and drive Louis 2 hours back and forth, we need to find a good middle ground. Recently, coworkers were chatting about it once, and they are saying that Louis should live in a dorm, and I politely told them that that is none of their business. My wife and I won't be able to cope with that pretty well, so I am asking you all for your thoughts. I don't want to damage our family, but at the same time, with the two of them splitting to universities hours apart from each other is going to make the commute miserable for everyone. Am I the a-hole for wanting to move the household and create good memories? Edit. For context, Jason and Laura are commuting from home because we are not too far from the university, and they agreed to save some money. They are a little annoyed that their commute would be a little longer if we were to move farther away, but at the same time, Louis cannot be commuting 2 hours a day twice. Edit 2! Apparently I didn't realize that Louis's school requires on-campus housing for a year. I think I might get in contact with my sister to see if she can temporarily relocate to Pittsburgh. Edit 3! Louis seems to be a little bit distant with me recently, and I think he's starting to hate me for what I'm planning. He has had a major attitude problem over the past few months, and it seems like he has not been behaving how he usually does. I think his friend who wants to room with him is a problem. Though, to be fair, I was a bit strict with him when he was a teenager. I'm trying to convince him that he should prioritize his family's well-being so that he doesn't fall for bad vices or bad peers. So let me get this straight. Instead of going with the dorm room option, which very much the place is also stating that is kind of required for at least a year, you're trying to find a compromise that affects everybody else's time and personal space and everything, and trying to move because your significant other has separation anxiety, right? That whole thing about you trying to prioritize the family's well-being and trying to help them get avoiding bad peers and everything. It's kind of weird. Usually the people that say that are the bad peers themselves. Also, your youngest is 18. That kid is actually an adult. And I know that sometimes you don't want your kid to grow up and like, oh, my little baby boy and everything. But you kind of got to understand, they're going to grow up. They got to learn to live on their own. And yeah, you can't just keep anchoring them down. Look, I know that anxiety can suck, but like a phone call and stuff like that on every now and then would help. But no, your solution is put your wife's needs ahead of your kids and make it so that the family has to move away from any type of social life that they had in that one area for something that is not even necessary. And on top of that, getting the extended family involved too by trying to have them room the kids for you. Figured it was a red flag whenever I see something that starts with on a throwaway account, like the person doesn't already know they're in the wrong. I've noticed the pattern. Reddit accounts that either state in the username that they are a throwaway account, or in the very beginning of their story that state that they are a throwaway account are like the person on your Facebook socials that has their stuff posted to public, and surprise, surprise, they happen to be spouting a lot of crackpot. I think I broke my wife on here because apparently this is the place where to come when you need unsolicited advice from internet strangers. I, 28M, have been married to my wife, 30F, for a decade at this point. For the story's sake, let's just call my wife Mary. Fake names, of course. She is the light of my life. Everything she does it with such sweet and giving heart. I really do wonder sometimes how I got so lucky when I look at her. Things have not been so great through the past year. It just seems like the two of us cannot catch a break. Mary had started to pull away little by little, becoming more and more distant with me when she started a new job last year. I knew that she was stressed, constantly on the edge about deadlines, projects, and trying to juggle our household. So I left well enough alone and let her deal with what she needs to deal with. As time progressed, though, and she followed into the new year with this job, her mood started to deteriorate. She became more irritable, short, and to the point when we talked. If I asked her about her day, she would look at me as if she dropped her bag on the counter and just say, "It was work," and walk off to the bathroom. I probably should have taken that as a red flag that her mental health was awful, but I didn't, and as I usually did, I left her alone. Around 4 months into the year, Mary had all but pulled away from me altogether. We were basically just roommates who lived and co-parented together. She would make plans with our daughter without me, or ask if I wanted to come last minute. I could tell that she was only asking because our daughter had asked if I was coming. She really didn't want me there. These trips, road trips, or just fun excursions would usually end in us arguing, though, and her getting mad. In May, she informed me that she was taking a girls' trip with a coworker in August. This was something completely unheard of her. She never made plans for just herself, and honestly, it pissed me off. To think that she was going out of the country for a weekend was enough to set me off, and ignore her the week leading up to her leaving. That weekend, I was left with the dogs and our daughter to take care of alone. When she came back, I was angry to say the least, but I think this is where I truly started this downhill chaos. She walked in with bags and bags of stuff, a huge smile on her face, and said, "I brought gifts." I let our daughter get her things Mary brought back and spend time with her before she ran off in her room to play. Mary pushed a bag across to me, smiled, and told me that she didn't forget me, and how badly she needed to get away for the weekend. I snapped, and threw the bag in the trash with everything in it. This is where I said something I know I'll never be able to take back. "You probably did nothing but cheat, and I don't want a cheater that buys me." Even as angry as I was, I watched the light in my wife's eyes die. There wasn't any anger, any sadness, any happiness. Just stood there, staring at me with this blank expression. We didn't speak for a few weeks after that, but I could tell what I said had really affected her in a bad way. She wasn't eating, her hygiene was slipping, and she wasn't keeping up with the house anymore. That's when she walked in September with her head hung and told me that she had lost her job. Apparently, her mental health had taken such a downturn, her performance at work had fallen, and they had found a replacement for her position. I did what I could to help her get through it, and as selfish as it is, I was relieved. I thought that I could get my wife back, and for about a month and a half, I did. She was slowly coming back, smiling, laughing, talking with me. It was like the woman I had fallen in love with was back. That was until Monday evening. She came into the living room and sat down across from me. She looked angry, sad, a mix of just chaos. I was gaming and on my mic at the time, so I just looked at her, waited for her to say something. So this is where I know I screwed up. Mary's birthday was about 3 weeks ago. We had discussed some things to do, and she had given me some ideas of what she would like. It wasn't anything special or over the top. She just wanted to spend the day with me, either at the spa or go out to eat and see a movie, while the nanny watched our daughter. Easy enough, right? Not for me. I didn't plan anything, and the morning of her birthday, she knew. Mary looked at me after we got home from dropping our daughter after school, and I asked her what she wanted to do. Her face immediately fell, and she said nothing. I watched as she walked back into our bedroom, closed the door, and she slept the entire day. She didn't even want to spend the rest of the day with our daughter once she was home from school. Going back to Monday, she brought it up, asking why we were even married anymore if all I was going to do was gaslight her into thinking that I cared, that I toyed with her, thinking that we could actually salvage the relationship, that I had done nothing but shatter her heart again and again. This pissed me off, admittedly. I know I probably had a nasty look on my face when I said this, but I was also so angry that I told her, "You don't even know the meaning of that word. You're too stupid to know the meaning of that word. So just keep your mouth shut if you're going to be nothing but ignorant." She stood up, slapped me. I didn't do anything but watch in shock as she ran out of the room crying after that. Since then, all she does is cry, and I'm at a loss of how to fix this. If it can be even fixed. I'm sitting by myself in the damn living room, thinking of everything throughout the years. As she is asleep in our daughter's room with her, the only thing that she said to me since was, "You accuse me of cheating because I needed a breath of stress relief and no help here at home for a weekend? Do you know how many horror stories I've heard about husbands leaving their wives for women they game with? And you game all the time." I don't know. Maybe I am jealous. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe she deserves better. Maybe I have neglected her for too long at this point. I just need a place to spew all of my marriage crumbles around me. Some advice would be nice, I guess. I guess an update and edit, since I don't really know how to go about it on here. So, some context here. I don't seem like a completely emotionally absent husband and father. I work in chemical engineering, which is a very demanding job. My normal schedule can swing at any given moment, and normally I work anywhere between 60 to 80 hours a week. My wife works in finance, so her job has a more set schedule of 9 to 5 when she works. She took the majority of the household duties and cared for our child when we didn't need the nanny. It was just something that we agreed to when we first got married, since she would have a more normal job in terms of schedule than I. Yes, emotionally, I am as ignorant as they come. I was raised in a broken home with very little affection. My mother had to work constantly to keep a roof over mine and my siblings' heads. So, it was focus on your education, not your social life. And that's what I did. Financially, I am secure because of that, and I'm grateful of that. I don't have to worry. My family doesn't have to worry. And we have everything we need. I will never say I regret my education, but I will say that I hate that it is costing me like it is now. I guess the best way of putting it is, I'm a nerd in a lab coat who's an idiot with women. Yes, we do actually exist outside of shows and movies. Now, for those of you who are saying that this is fake, unfortunately it is not. Though I will say that I take it as a compliment to be accused of being ChatGPT. To the other, I'm an engineer, not an English major. I'm not a professional writer, obviously, and I was told by a coworker to come here for advice. This is not Mary, and I've read through the comments, personal messages, and damn. Being honest, I really didn't think that I was that bad. And I guess if you have the outpouring of anger that I've gotten, I realized I really need to take a moment and think about everything Saturday as the comments about what a POS I am flooded in. So, I sat down with my wife yesterday after I finally got her to settle down. The conversation was turbulent, to say the least, and I've come to realize that I love my wife, but I'm not in love with my wife. I'm pretty sure I actually resent her in some odd way. I don't even understand why. Which that was a heartbreaking thing to realize on both of our parts, which I think just destroyed my wife further. I know she loves me, or she wouldn't have put up with half of what she has. I think that's what sucks the most out of all of this, is just watching as you keep hurting someone even when you just want to do better by them. I know I love her, but I can't bring myself to truly say that I love her. Maybe it's just the comfortability after so long or something, I don't know. And I won't claim to know at this point. She's given me a home, not just a house, a beautiful little girl, and more love than I've ever known. I'm an a-hole, I know. Trust me, I know. And I know it's something wrong with me mentally, not her. So, I let her raid through everything I posted with me after our talk, and I think the one comment that hurt the most from all of you, though, and the one that stood out the most to her, was one that said, "How are you showing your daughter she should be treated?" Eye-opening, to say the least. I wouldn't want her to be married to a man who ignored her and made her feel like she didn't deserve the world. I could see the hurt in Mary's eyes as she realized our daughter could end up in a loveless marriage because of our actions, and think that it's okay. A lot of tears shed yesterday, even on that one, on both of our parts. So, individual, couples, and family therapy is being scheduled before a divorce is set in motion the next coming weeks. It's been quiet since then, and I can't bring myself to look in the mirror. I'm disgusted with myself. I promised I wouldn't allow my child to grow up in a broken home or feel less loved, because that's all I ever knew. I watched my own mother end up in a loveless marriage, cheated on, divorced, and left with 4 kids to raise basically on her own. Now, I just feel like I'm continuing my dad's legacy of family neglect and abandonment, just in a different way. I guess in some weird way, thank you Reddit. Even with the hateful comments and messages, it was eye-opening to see different points of view. I'm taking it all with a grain of salt, and I'm going to do my best and try and at least make life easier for Mary and my daughter, working on fixing myself and my mental health, getting Mary the help that she needs, and any help that our daughter may need from all of this. Even if it means that we end up divorced, I don't want them to ever struggle financially or emotionally because of me, and I don't want my daughter to think for 1 second that I don't love her. Second update. Hi all, I never planned on a second update, but yeah, here I am. Mary and I went for our 2 therapy sessions the past week, and a lot has come out that I can't believe I was oblivious to. My wife has been struggling with depression and anxiety for years now. Apparently, PPD did a number on her after we had our daughter, and she never truly recovered from it. I didn't know that, and that's all my own fault. There were points in our conversation during the couple's counseling that hit really hard and hurt. I asked her why she pulled away like she did at one point once she had started working again. She showed me multiple texts, emails, and missed calls where she had reached out during the day, excited about the job when she had just started, and I never answered. So her point was that I didn't seem like I cared to know what was going on. So she quit trying after the first few months of me not responding. I get it, I do. If I had to beg for attention the way that she had for the past few years, I would quit as well. I did finally break down and ask her about this trip. I felt like an idiot when she pulled her phone out and started showing me pictures that she had took with her female coworker. Nothing but old architecture, museums, food, and art. Even going so as far to show me receipts for everything that she had bought. Where she had been, and she did point out that she had texted and tried calling multiple times while away. I was so angry at the time, though. I had ignored her every call, every text, which admittedly I had forgotten about doing. Now looking back, I feel like shit about it because she told me that she was wanting to know during that time what all I would have wanted while she was away. Souvenirs, sweaters, shirts, model sets, basically everything I threw away that she had gotten me. We did discuss her never wanting me to go with her and our daughter, or what I felt was her not wanting me to come. She told me it was frustrating to invite someone out weeks in advance, because she wasn't just taking our daughter to the park or something. She was planning to attend events, parades, festivals, etc. I admit, I forgot a lot of them and had forgotten to buy tickets. This frustrated Mary to the point that she felt I wasn't actually interested in going anywhere with them because I was putting my gaming first. She took it upon herself to take a picture of me every hour one day while I was gaming, and I nearly vomited in the therapist's office. I had spent a total of 12 hours on my off-day gaming. It was eye-opening, especially since Mary broke down in tears and stated this has been going on for years. That's when she dropped the bombshell on me. She found messages between me and a woman I game with online. She had printed the messages out in advance and sat them on the table in front of us. "You've been having an emotional affair with this woman for years," she told me. This blindsided me, and in a panic, I walked out of our session. I realized it's better to talk to your spouse about issues and such, but it just came easier with the other woman. I know in the process I neglected and hurt my family, but I was too blind to see what I was doing. Since then, things have been tense in the house. What I believe to be my happy, doting wife now likely hates me. Our daughter doesn't interact with me, and anytime I try, she just says that I don't know what I'm doing and pushes me away. And it's crazy. Everything built in 13 years is crumbling away. It hurts and I hate it, but it's my own damn doing. The thought of truly losing my family makes me physically sick. But I know there's no coming back from any of this. I know won't be dating anyone after this. So I'm sorry if this comes off as ranty and all over the place. I'm just realizing now how badly I did screw up as I sit in my car before heading home from work. Yes, I'm going to say this as somebody who actually has been cheated on before, to the person who is the main character in this thing. You're dumb as shit. You are married to your wife, have a kid together for a solid decade, and then your wife happens to go on vacation, and then something in you accuses her of cheating. Meanwhile, you have actually no evidence to back up that claim whatsoever, and are actively ignoring her while she's on her vacation, instead of her giving you updates and everything about the trip, what she's going on with, who she's going on with, what they're enjoying for dinner, souvenirs and everything, and then you have the audacity to claim that she's cheating when she gets home. Meanwhile, you're more likely the one to have been doing any sort of emotional cheating or anything of the sort with that little friend you happen to be having the online games with. Meanwhile, that seems like she has more proof that you're in the wrong than you do of her doing anything of the sort. Like, no joke, from reading this again, she was doing what she could to keep you updated and in the loop of everything going on. and you actively ignored her. But with that is going to have to be in with the video. If you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye!